Welcome to Kryptogenex.
Okay, good morning, everybody. Welcome. This is our special Saturday morning training, or Saturday afternoon or evening, depending on where you're logging in from all over the world. We know that this is some last minute information that we put up. We are working very hard behind the scenes with the company, putting some things in place, but we definitely want to make sure that we're getting you plugged in to the training that we have, especially when we have somebody as honored and esteemed as Mark Januszewski. That's part of our team and has put together our KCHI's training program that is documented. It is successful. It has worked for many, many individuals. He's built huge organizations and teams. And Mark, I was excited. I got an email because I'm part of Tom Chenault's group that you're actually going to be on the Tom Chenault radio show tomorrow. So congratulations for that, and we're going to plug into that as well. So you guys sit back. You're going to make sure you want to take some notes. And taking time out of his schedule, we're going to bring up Mr. Mark Januszewski. So, Mark, the floor is all yours.
Okay, man. Thank you. Just want to make sure you can see my screen. Yes?
Yes, I can. You're all good.
Okay, great. Okay. So in what's known as color code training, we're certified trainers in color code, which is not the same thing that Big Al does and my very, very good friend and Tom Schreider and Jerry Rhino Clark and a lot of C people. We're actually certified trainers with color code. And we're going to get all you guys a color code test because it's all about communication. But what it's really about is making money. In the color code, I'm known as a red. Reds are about progress. They're about making money. They're about the bottom line. And whether you've embraced this or not yet, the reason you and everybody else joins network marketing is the hope of a different outcome. And for most of us, that takes resources. The industry, since the internet has merged with the industry in the mid-90s, it's become more and more of a train wreck. You guys, I'm going to prove to you today you're in the right place at the right time. Every company says that. It simply isn't true. All they're doing is the same thing everybody else has done and changed the vocabulary. Mike gets it. This made Mike a multimillionaire, and Mike's not the only one that we've developed into millionaires. He got this concept. You make the system the star. Bottom line is, if you work the system will work for you. What is the system? It is the Simple Six, and it is a success system. It's based on a book called The Success System That Never Fails. Everybody asks myself and my wife, the fabulous Davine, all the time, how did you guys go from bankrupt in Boston to beachfront in Kauai? Up in the upper left there I am in as bankrupt in this one-bedroom dump in Seabrook, New Hampshire. What's important, that's a mylar palm tree behind me. That's as close as I was getting to Hawaii. And there's the phone on the hook, okay? It's really that simple. How did we go from that? There I am attempting on the right-hand side to do some yoga. Those are sun salutations down in what I like to call our backyard. And you'll notice no grass. I don't want to cut any grass. It was three things. One, the rediscovery of the success formula that never fails. I adapted it for network marketing and call it the Simple Six. My promise to you, and Mike will verify this, and I can parade hundreds of people that'll do the same thing. It works 100% of the time for 100% of the people that do these six tiny things. Two was the discovery of two very tiny pieces of information. These are not secrets. They're thousands of years old. One of them has been on the planet since we've been on the planet. Bottom line is there are no secrets and there are no shortcuts in network marketing. Let me correct that. There is a shortcut in network marketing. It's called network marketing, not net point and click marketing, not net social media marketing. It is network marketing. And by doing the work inside the Simple Six, there's no limit to what you can make. And three is the skills. If we're going to make some money, we need to learn some skills. What Davine and I brought to the table, and you'll hear a lot from her in the future, because she developed her own successful network marketing organization. She's every bit my equal and then some. But she was administrative assistant, dropped out of high school, went back and finished. And I was a guy delivering seafood off the back of a truck. We're not rocket scientists. But we discovered how to convert those two tiny pieces of information into skills for the average person that anybody can learn and do. Okay. So, whoops. All right. Let's see if we can open this again. All right. Okay. Seem to have had this problem the last couple times. Let's get here. Okay, Chises. This is what we do in network marketing. We adapt, we adjust, we adapt, we overcome. Okay, so what is the success formula that never fails? Does it never fail? Yeah, it never fails. Many of you have heard of Napoleon Hill and Think and Grow Rich. Hill was neither rich nor famous until he met W. Clement Stone. W. Clement Stone's actually one of the people that he studied. They later formed a partnership, and that's how Hill became rich and famous. W. Clement Stone had $100 in his pocket at age 33. He died with a net worth of over $1 billion and gave over $1 billion away. He wrote the success system that never fails. He made Hill rich and famous, in a household word, and he actually trained me, so I'm one of the dinosaurs. And that book, The Success System That Never Fails, Dave, can you help me with this thing? We'll just keep plugging away because that's who we are. Okay. So we'll try it this way. All right, we'll just make this a little bigger, and I'll just go slide to slide this way, see if this works a little better. So what does it take to be successful? I want to simplify the simple six. The behaviors are in order for a reason, and if you work through each step, okay, you'll be successful. If you work and apply the simple six, then dreams become realities. Stone proved it. He built the most successful sales force in the world. A 6-year-old can learn this. I know. I taught it to a 6-year-old, my son, who's gone on to be fabulously successful. The difference between the winners and losers is simple. The winners know the PPPPP code. Perfect practice prevents poor performance, or persistent practice produces perfect presentations. Take your pick. The bottom line is you've got to practice and improve. By mastering the simple six, most importantly, you'll manifest the dreams of others and your dreams come true. So there we go. Let's drop that in there. So the key to the simple six in success is understanding the difference between persuasion, which is what the industry has forced down people's throat for 6 decades, 6 generations, 6 decades, 60 years of trying to persuade people to join your business, try to persuade them to make calls. Great leaders are great influencers, okay? And persuasion is trying to impose your agenda on other people, and it always results in failure. It's trying to find the right words, use tricks, apply pressure, etc. And the focus is usually on fear of loss and results, always talking about results to try to motivate. In this particular instance, this is a little frustrating. Sorry, guys. I'm in trouble with PowerPoint here today. So we'll do it this way. All right. Boom. Boom. Okay. So influencers, on the other hand, operate in a completely different way, Barb. What do? They focus on behaviors, not results. And if you listen to MLM calls, all you hear about is people that have, all you hear about are their results. This is the worst thing that you can do. Focus on behaviors, not results, and They reward the behaviors. Rewarded behavior gets repeated. The correct behaviors yield positive results. So mind is first. Everything begins in the mind. Everything is first a thought. Emerson wrote, the ancestor of everything is thought. The chair you're sitting in, the device that you're looking at, the home or apartment that you're in, this training, Kryptogenex, was all first what? A thought. So the first three parts of the simple six focus on the mind. Why? It's a, redundant pop quiz, because everything begins in the mind. So think magnifying glass. If you think about a magnifying glass, okay, moved all over the place, no results. Magnifying glass on a sunny day held still will create combustion. So learn these six behaviors, teach them, and reward them. This is key. I know people making $10,000 and $15,000 a month that don't even understand what their business is about. They don't understand the objective of their business. Two things most people don't know: what the job is and the objective of the business. If you don't know those things, then you're never going to hit the target. Okay. The objective of our business is teams that build teams without you. You have a team on your left that goes from 10 to 20 people, and a team on your right that goes from 40 to 60 people. Those additional 30 enrolling people were enrolled properly without you. How is this objective linked to my point about rewarding behavior? Because that's what great influencers do. When Davine and I stopped doing what network marketing companies do, parading the top pin levels, making stars out of the pin levels instead of the system, and we focused on behaviors and rewarded behaviors, everything changed. We went from 30, 40 hours a week each in the business to 15 hours a week. And our income went from $1,000 to $1,200 a month up to $25,000 and $30,000 a month. Less hours, far more money. That's the point of the business. And how do you get that? By building teams that build teams without you. So how is this objective linked to rewarded behavior? Well, if you figure out this riddle, you'll have the key to the vault. Here it is. I am your constant companion. I am your greatest helper or heaviest burden. I will push you onward or drag you down to failure. I am completely at your command. Half the things you do, you might as well be turned over to me, and I will do them quickly and correctly. I am easily managed. You must be firm with me. Show me exactly how you want me to do something done, and after a few lessons, I'll do it automatically. I am the servant of all great people, and alas, of all failures as well. Those who are great, I have made great. Those who are failures, I have made failures. I'm not a machine, but I work with the precision of a machine plus the intelligence of a person. You can run me for profit or run me for ruin. It doesn't make any difference to me. Take me, train me, be firm with me. I'll place the world at your feet. Be easy with me, and I will destroy you. Who am I? Anybody know who that is? Here's the key to wealth, folks. Habit. I am habit. What is a habit? All dictionaries define habit as a pattern of behavior. So now you should start to get what great influencers, which are the big money makers that sustain it. Davine and I not only built groups, Mike not only built groups, but we sustained the income after we walked away. In 2010, Dave and I were cashing checks from 6 different network marketing companies, all in top pin level positions. Built them all separately from clean lists. How? The simple 6. Inside the simple 6, the pattern of behavior is what we rewarded. Okay, so think about that for a second. So the 3 M's are crucial to your success. If you have them, you win. It is mind, mechanism, and method. The mind we just talked about a little bit, that's the mindset. The mechanism, okay, that's Kryptogenex, okay? So you have this objective or desire or hope of a different outcome. If they have the right mindset around it, that's the first thing to work on, and that's really what instantly instantly bonded Mr. Ivey and myself. We get it, okay? The second M is the mechanism. In other words, you're choosing network marketing, and you chose this company to obtain the resources to grab your objective, okay? And the third M is the method. Those are the skills. Skills are the application that turns the mindset and the mechanism, in other words, your desire and the company, into a thriving business for yourself. Really, what is a skill? With skill comes confidence. So what is it? It is a positive action, learned practice, and through repetition becomes a habit. What's a habit? Again, it's defined in all dictionaries as a pattern of behavior. Therefore, skill is a positive pattern of behavior that becomes a habit, eventually second nature, and finally, it's just intuitive. It's just who you are. So the simple six are six what? Behaviors. That's what they are. Learn them, teach them, and reward them on your team, and they become habits of your people. The basis of these six habits is Stone's success system that never fails. This is the guy that built the most successful sales force in history. Promise, second time. It works 100% of the time for 100% of the people who work all six parts, or 100% of the simple six. Duplicating simple six behaviors will yield wealth beyond measure to you. This is 45 years between myself and my wife, and Mike's a perfect example. Mike was not making it in network marketing. He learned the simple six and became a better teacher of it than me. You know, that's the point. You want people to do better. And Mike got it and tried to create people in his group that could teach it better than him, right? Then you can go to the golf course or go fishing or whatever you want to do. Two things: change and things that are static and things that are changed. The more things change, the more they remain the same. How are things the same, and how will they always be the same? A person's check is going to be directly proportional to their self-worth. I can give people a very short test, and I can tell you within $50 what their check is going to top out at. It is the income that you're going to make in Kryptogenex and the people you sign up is preset before they sign up. So if you don't raise their self-worth, they're never going to perform anywhere near what their potential is. So the number one thing you want to do with people is raise self-worth. And the best way to do that, the best way to improve the team, is to improve yours. You've got to get them to inculcate themselves with Think and Grow Rich. Raising their self-worth is both fulfilling personally, and it's highly profitable, okay? Speed, how are things different today? And how will they continue to change? Well, let's face it, everything happens faster today. And when you drop this idea inside the Western world culture, we are instant gratification freaks. Folks, you're going to learn this stuff. You're going to get on this thing right away. And you're going to get people those first victories within 30 days. That's what you got to do. Get them $400 out of this business in 30 days. That's what you have to do. It used to be 6 or 7 months you had. Now I say it's 60 days. And my wife, the fabulous Davine, says, well, maybe it's 60 days before they start looking around for a better deal. Okay, and they're going to suffer the same loss as every place else because nobody's teaching them the right way to do the business. You can do that. See, the reality is you've got to win that battle. You've got to plan on having only 30 days. Get them those first victories as soon as possible. How do you do this? How do you win that thing? Sun Tzu said every battle's won or lost before it's fought. You do it with the 3D pattern, which is inside there. Build their self-worth and you'll build their check. The simple six is more relevant today than it's ever been because it was created to build self-worth from day one in the most effective way. So you want to take the color code training that's in there. It's not like a guess and this is what this color is and all that, but it's 47 questions. Answer them We'll know your color, you'll know our color, and we'll be able to what? Communicate better. Everybody says it's all about relationships, and you lean forward, and guess what? They don't tell you how to improve them. Relationships improve through communication. We are certified trainers. We're the #1 trainers with color code. It's the best. I've used profiling since 1995. This is far and away the best because it tests their core motive. And you want to leverage human nature. What's human nature? People will copy the behavior of the group to gain acceptance of the group. This is why here we have one team, one dream. That's it. While simultaneously transferring the skills and getting early victories with the 3D pattern. So as we bring you through a bullet point version, see it from both angles, learn the standardized system that never fails for yourself. I'm going to show you exactly how we transferred it to individuals with short, easy assignments. We'll show you that this is the simple 6. This is right out of Hill and Stone. The first 3, Brandon Ivey, right there, mind. Definiteness of purpose. This is not about goals. This is not about getting out of credit card debt or any of that. Well, why do you want to do the business? It's an actual purpose as to why you're on the planet. A positive mental attitude has nothing to do with quoting Jim Rohn or Zig Ziglar. Talk about a waste of time. It's a waste of time. You've got to learn how to clean out the mind and replace it only with positive thoughts, and we're going to walk you through that. Not today. This is, oh, you already have this, and a written plan of action. If you don't have a written plan, and I mean written, these things are great for reminders, but if you're not writing out your plan of action every week in your book, you're just kidding yourself. Okay, plus it's acceptable to the IRS as proof of intent to make a profit. And then the method or the skills are recruiting, retail, follow up, and follow through. Okay, so time to put on the big boy and big girl pants, okay? Thinking, I just want to learn how to get people in. Why do I have to go through all this stuff? Well, you're thinking like 90, if that's what your thoughts are. In surveys we've done, we find that about 99.4% of the people, when we try to explain this to them, are thinking, I just want to know how to get more people to talk to and what to say. That is how failures think. When you recruit someone, you're implying a promise of a different outcome in their life. You damn well better know how to help them succeed. You're making a promise when you present this opportunity that's going to generate income. They don't join for Kryptogenex. They don't join the company. They don't join because of the pay plan. They join, bottom line, for the hope of a different outcome, and they're trusting you. Okay? So these are the 3 things you need to know. 1, duplication without standardization. It's a fairy tale. It's a fairy tale. So we all have to get on the same page here. 2, even if you want to help that person and you're sincere and you understand when you sponsor someone, there is a responsibility that comes with it. Nobody can teach what they don't know. If we're all learning and teaching the same thing, then we appear as a group, and as people join, they're going to copy. When you can say to someone, how'd you get successful? Simple 6. Ask Michael. Call Michael up at 3 in the morning and say, what's the key to your success in network marketing? And he'll tell you, simple 6, master key system. 3, bottom line, if we don't pay the price for success right now, we all have to pay the price for failure later. Those are the only 2 options. Pay the price for success now or failure later. Kryptogenex biggest asset. Duplication, like I said, without standardization is a fairy tale. So the biggest asset that you guys have, that we have here, is the KCHIs. That's it. It's a standardized system. It incorporates the simple 6, which is basically my way of relabeling the success system that never fails. Never fails. Never fails. Think and Grow Rich. We give you that course inside. Stone taught me early, and so did Hill. It is not a book. It's an exercise. And we have certified trainers. Right now, there's 4 of them in there. And all the certified trainers and the only people that will ever be training at this company, no outside speakers, none of that nonsense, confusing the field, selling their garbage from the back of the room, is people like you that succeed here, and you become trainers. And as you become trainers, you get compensated for that. The best part of all of this that I'm sharing with you, everything that I've talked about that you need to succeed, you already have it. It's the vision of the core 5. It's not coming. It's not something that'll be here soon. It's already here. So let me walk you through it, and always follow the 9x9 rule. What's the 9x9 rule? Again, we can't teach what we don't know. The training is how Mike became a millionaire. The training is how we went from bankrupt to beachfront. The training is how we drove a company from 22 million to 67 million in 10 months that had been stuck in the low 20s for 3 years. However, the training is not a place to hide. The main thing is to keep the main thing, because it's the main thing. What's the main thing? Talking to people about Kryptogenex for yourself or people on your team that don't know about it. That's the main thing. 8 out of every 10 hours in this business is spent on that one thing. Learn and live by the 9x9 rule. What is it? You want to learn, study, and practice before 9 o'clock in the morning or after 9 o'clock at night. I worked with Mike. Basically, I was on the East Coast then, and he was he was in Pennsylvania, same place. And Mike and I were on the phone virtually nightly from around 9:30, 9:45 until 11:30. He knew what so few people know. What did he know? There's never a traffic jam on the extra mile. Failing to plan is planning to fail. Everything's laid out, so when you go into the training area, go to start here. Print out the syllabus and follow it while working through Think and Grow Rich. We'll begin skills and Think and Grow Rich webcasts for you shortly to support you. What have Davian and I learned in 45 years of being blessed beyond our imagination? The successful rep, like Richard, okay, my friend from Vegas, the successful rep, whether they feel like it or not, simply does the things that the unsuccessful rep makes a conscious decision not to do. Why does that unsuccessful rep make a conscious decision not to do it? Habit, we already talked about that, and ego. I can't tell you how many people over the years say, look, I've done this before, I know what I'm doing. And they've got a litany of failure behind them. And the 1 or 2 successes, they had the company folder, which means what? They don't know how to pick a company and they don't know how to succeed, but they're going to do it the same way. That is ego and habit. There's 2 types of people on this call. Those who will learn the simple 6 and master the skills, carving a new future, and those who won't. You just have to decide which group that you're going to be in. So let's take a look so you know exactly, because Brandon wanted me to go over this with you. So we'll take a look. This is what your members area looks like. Okay, you already have this. And so you're going to, when you log in, you're going to be at start here. So just hit the syllabus. There's the syllabus. And this will walk you right through exactly what to do. And there you see the simple 6, behavior 1, 2, and 3, and so forth. Okay, and it tells you which ones to work through. This will help you 101 do something most people don't know how to do, and that is set up your schedule. If it isn't written, it isn't true. So as you go through this syllabus, okay, it's going to show you, right, to go through 101. It's crucial. Okay, it's crucial because you want to set up your schedule with 80% of your time on the main thing. Now, I know you want to talk about getting people in. Frame Firelighters is one of the 2, basically when I said 2 tiny pieces of information, those 2 tiny pieces of information, Dave and I converted to skills. Frame Firelighters is rejection-free recruiting. You will get a yes 80 to 90% of the time in the first month, and 90 to 100% of the time after that. And if they don't say yes, you won't feel rejected and you'll be able to approach them again. Frame Firelighters, folks, you just need to know this. Their decision to look is over in the first 7 to 17 seconds. Done. So you don't need a long pitch. It's really simple. That'll show you how to get a yes by leveraging the subconscious mind. The hero journey skill sets, this is counterintuitive to what you know. So you go through this. What will this do for you? Once they say yes to looking, you want to make sure when they come or view your video or a one-on-one presentation or a webcast or a Zoom, you want to make sure that they're ready to buy and ready to join. And Davian and myself and people on our teams, Mike did the same thing. We enrolled 94% of the people that we sat down and showed our business to. 94%. The 80-20 rule that network marketers tell you about, they don't know what they're talking about. First of all, they don't understand it. They got it all backwards. It was actually created by Vilfredo Pareto, an Italian boy like me. Forget about it. If you learn the hero journey skill set, when you sit down to show somebody your business, there will never be an objection. 1, 2, they're ready to buy and ready to join, and all you have to do is learn how to not talk them out of it, and that'll show you that. Then the coaching module, right, will show you how to get your people producing. Folks, if you've been bringing people into network marketing and they're not producing, bringing more people in and believing you just have to find the right people, sponsoring more people if you can't get people to produce is not the answer. The answer is you're doing something wrong when they come in. I'm sorry, but 9,000, what are the numbers? 9,999 out of 10,000 people, because there's about 1 in 10,000 that make big money with most organizations. Wasn't the case with Michael's or mine. But most network marketers want to blame people as quitters who don't produce. I'm sorry, but you didn't sponsor 9,999 losers. There's something wrong with the teacher. This will help you avoid that. Now, in the bonus material, you'll see the Think and Grow Rich Challenge. This is important. Down here is the Think and Grow Rich workbook, and you'll also find the book, Think and Grow Rich. Okay, whoops. Think and Grow Rich. So these are the versions that we use. And there it is right there. So you got a downloadable version. Now this will walk you through it. Video 1, video 2, you work through this. This is the mindset, okay? And in this webinar replays, we're installing now from one of the other sessions that we ran, all 13 weeks. There's 13 steps to riches. So let's just quickly review. I know we're about 5 minutes over. I apologize for my PowerPoint shutting down. Go to where it says start here, print out the syllabus, okay, and just work through this syllabus. That's all there is to it. When? Before 9 in the morning, after 9 o'clock at night. There's never a traffic jam on the extra mile. Let's think about what we're really doing here, okay? We're talking to other human beings, and we're attempting to collaborate with them and help them get what they want. Now, these two courses together, the Simple 6 and Go 90 Grow, $1,000, actually $1,100, and we only run them once or twice a year. And there's a 6-month waiting list to get in. You guys have this free, and we've labeled it the K-Chais and set up a special thing for you. If you haven't been through these, print out the syllabus and go through. I'm in now what? Get ready, get set, go. If you're not familiar with that, you can go to kchais.com. It doesn't work that well on phones. It should, but it doesn't. Watch it in front of your computer. It's about 40 and an hour. It's about an hour and 40 minutes. The successful rep, whether they feel like it or not, will go through that and realize what you guys actually have here. And the biggest asset that you have is standardized training. I'm telling you, and let me just give you one set of stats here, okay? Franchises, there's 785,000 franchisees. There's 20 million network marketers in the United States. Network marketers did 40 billion, franchises did 4.4 trillion. They are more than 100 times bigger. And that's where the idea came from. That's where the word CHIs is. Michael got that it was a standardized system Then when he finally bought 2 franchises, he couldn't wait to sell them and get back into network marketing because he realized not only we have a powerful idea, but it was much bigger than he thought. So your biggest asset to people that have been around the industry for a while, like me, is standardized training. You guys have it, and those 2 courses together cost you zero. The company is footing the bill for every single distributor. And you're going to have certified trainers training your people, so you don't have to take people out of the field that are producing to train. You're going to have certified trainers doing it, and you'll know exactly what your people heard. Why? We're standardized. So I think that pretty much wraps it up. Again, you can get into that members area, okay? And I don't know if my wife is on this call. Let's see. Let's see. Anyway, if you have any trouble getting into that area, just contact Daveen at go90grow@hawaii.rr.com. And I'll turn this back over to you. Brendan, I think does that pretty much cover what you wanted me to go over in terms of exactly what to do and why to do it? Hey, Brandon. Okay. I guess we got all kinds of technical problems here today, so I apologize for that. But we got the training, so let me just see if I can grab this. Mute chat. Okay, so I will drop this in here. And you guys are all in this system. You should be. If not, it'll tell you exactly what to do. So I'll drop that link in there for you. There you go. And that'll get you in there. Okay. All right. I don't know if Brandon's still here or having trouble with his phone or whatever. Yes, no? Okay. All right. Anybody got any questions or anything I can help them with? Guys can type them in there. Let's see. Manage participants. I don't know how to unmute all. Okay. Anybody got any questions or anything I can help them with?
My name's Jude. I'm 13 years old.
Mr. Mark J.
Unmute yourselves.
Yes. Hey, if you guys could mute yourselves, that'd be great.
Mr. Mark J.
Yes.
Yes. We have been learning during these sessions that we should never leave a meeting without knowing when we are getting together next time.
Right.
So I was late in, maybe you said this in the beginning, so I'm going to ask you, when is the next session we're doing like this?
I'm on again in 2 weeks, but hey, those of you that are, having other...
All right, Mark, I muted everybody so they can unmute themselves when they have something to say. So there you go.
So I'll stay on for another 20 minutes here. I know it's longer. To answer your question, I'll be on again in 2 weeks from today. We're kind of mixing this up a little bit, but Dave and myself in the next couple of weeks, we're going to confer with, I'm going to confer with Brandon, and what we're going to do is develop a schedule so we can answer your questions about skills and also give you a crash course in Think and Grow Rich.
So what you are saying is Saturday within 2 weeks at the same time.
Yes, but we'll also post another schedule for people like you that are serious about wanting to make money now that you see it. Does that help?
Yeah, that helps a lot. Also, I would appreciate it if we when you announce like an email, or if it comes up on our blog, if we could put in the UTC.
Oh yeah, we'll give you plenty of time and plenty of heads up notice. This was last minute.
Thank you very much, Brandon. Thank you.
Thank
Because
you.
I'm living on the other side of the ocean, so sometimes it's hard to get the time getting going and planning for with work and stuff like that. So I need to be kind of precise, right?
Yeah, generally what we do in Go 90 Grow in the general sessions is we post the schedule for for 10 weeks.
Oh, perfect.
And starting in October, we're going to actually have a Think and Grow Rich challenge and have rewards from the company and all that kind of stuff. Obviously, no one can become a certified trainer that doesn't understand Think and Grow Rich the way that we teach it. Again, it's an exercise, not a book. And when we bring you through that exercise, we want the trainers that are training on it to be advocates of what Brandon and I were instantly bonded about, which is, mindset, skills, and he likes to call it leadership, and I'm fine with that. I think it's a great thing. What we want to do is lead people to understand that the system is the star, and we're in sync. We're in synchronicity about that. So, does anybody else have any questions that we can help them with?
Thank you for that, Mark. Thank you, Brandon.
Appreciate you, man. Everybody's good? Let's see.
Hello. Yes.
Yes.
Mr. Mark, how you doing, sir? Great presentation. Very passionate about network marketing. I'm using KCHI, and I'm in the recruiting Simple Six section. I had a question as it pertains to how do you close in step 1 as compared to closing in step 3, collecting decisions?
Yeah, I say it all the time in the Go 90 Grow Skills, and you'll see this when you go through the Frame Fire Letters and Hero's Journey. So let's get into this right now, and you're going to love this. It's really simple. Okay. Nobody told me what the job was, and nobody told me what the objective of the business was. Now, I don't hold that against anybody. They were just parroting what they were told and never looked at how horrendous the numbers are in the industry. I mean, why would you copy a model that doesn't work? Right? Well,
Absolutely.
It's because and the sincerity of those people, they were not lying to me. They just didn't know any better. So the objective of the business, we already talked about, our teams that build teams without you. Your job, my job, Kareem's job, Dan's job, Huey's job is the same. Collect decisions. That means, and when you go through Frame Firelighters and you go through the Hero's Journey, you'll hear me say to the point that you want to put an ice pick in my eye. Okay? It's really simple. Okay, a distributor's job is to collect decisions. So we never do anything unless we know why we're doing it. When we open step 1, which is to strike interest, sort, and book a follow-up, that's how we're closing. We're closing on booking a follow-up. This is truth. Not only did we sponsor 94% of the people we showed the business to, more than 30% of them never even knew the name of the company until we pulled out an application. Because it doesn't matter. It's irrelevant to their decision if you're recruiting people in the right way. And what's the right way? You got to find their heart's desire without interrogating them. These stupid questions we were taught to ask. Do you have 8 to 10 hours a week? Are you coachable? Well, that's going to ignite the sales filter. And who doesn't know what's coming next? So you need to learn the Hero Journey skill set, and that is part of step 1. So what I'm going to do is strike interest with a Frame Firelighter. College is expensive. Absolutely. Good schools cost even more. Some people, keeping an open mind, have found a way to pay for their kids' education with no loans and no stress. Well, what do you mean? Now they're asking me for a presentation. Now I'm going to go into HJ1 or Hero Journey 1, and you'll notice with all the HJ skills, they're all listed as ABC HJ1, ABC HJ2. What does ABC stand for? Not always be closing. That's a result. Remember, we reward behavior, not results. This is what the great leaders do that Brandon is so great. What behavior, so what does ABC stand for? Always be collecting. Collect a decision, collect a decision. So it's step one, I'm going to collect a decision. Do they want to have a conversation with me about what they want more of and less of in their life? And can I learn the skill, and anybody can if I can learn it, okay, to make that a dialogue, not a script or a pitch. And when that happens, everything changes. When they tell you what they want more of in their life and what they want less of in their life, and economically what it would take, and you ask them the simple question, here's your close. Well, John, would it be okay with you, John? And that's a magic phrase, and you'll see these magic phrases in Frame Fire Letters. What's a magic phrase? It's a brain-freezing phrase. It freezes the brain sales filter or the limbic system, and it gets into the frontal lobe where the imagination and predictor is. This is where we want them. We don't want them back here. We want them up here. That's the trick. And when you get them up there and they're thinking about their future, okay, so you're going to tell me what you want more of or less of out of your life, and I'm going to say, would it be okay with you if I tried to paraphrase back what I think you told me? And of course they say yes, a magic phrase, would it be okay if? Would it be okay if I paraphrase back to you? And they're always going to say yes to that 100% of the time. And when you paraphrase it back to them because you've made notes, guess what happens? They say, yeah, that's it exactly. They feel listened to. They feel heard. And here's your closing question. Would you like to do something about it now?
Exactly. That's what I've went through the training.
Yep.
And I've always invited people to presentations and so forth and so on, sending videos. But yes, that all makes sense and certainly helping. Thank you very much.
Yeah, and let me just tell you something, very, very important point. The video's nice. I'm not criticizing anything, but folks, hear me well. What you're looking for is to improve your SQ. SQ stands for sponsoring quotient. And the Hero Journey module will increase your sponsoring quotient. But don't miss the big nugget. And here's the big nugget. You see, if you're engaged and have control over the sequence that they see things, your sponsoring quotient goes up. If you're not engaged and you don't have control over the sequence that they see things, your sponsoring quotient goes down, which means I'd rather get on a Zoom with Brandon and you to close you rather than send you a video, because there's no engagement and there's no control over the sequence when I send you a video. So just remember, the higher the engagement and control over the sequence that they see things in, the higher the sponsoring quotient. What sponsoring quotient? The percentage of people that you sponsor that are true prospects. Remember, there's 3 stages: a suspect, name and number, a possibility, said, yeah, sure, I'll take a look. You have nothing. You have 0. A prospect is someone who's presented to you, which you learn in the Hero Journey module, presented to you why they should look, and you paraphrase it back to them and they said, yeah, I want to do something about it. Now they know why they're looking at the presentation. They're not looking at a commercial. They're looking for a resource to get what they want out of their life. Does that make sense?
Yes, absolutely. And people tell me they want to make money with the comp plan. So that gives me that reason as to why they would like to join.
Right, but this is what you have to say. We'll do a quick role play here. So we're talking about money, and you want to join for more time and money, right?
Right.
Is that what you're saying? Make money in the compensation plan? Well, I think you'd agree that one man's ceiling is another man's floor. So let's start with the time. Why is having more time important to you? See, when they say time and money, you have nothing.
Okay.
Nobody wants to make money. Do you really want to make $100,000? What do you want to do with it? Put it on your bed and roll around in it?
Save it for my kids' future.
Okay, so now we're talking. So you want more time with your kids, right? And what are their names? What are their names?
Tom and Ralph.
Okay. Folks, this is exactly what you'll learn in here. It's going to sound brilliant. It's right out of the material. that you guys already have. So Tom and Ralph, and how old are they?
One's 7 and one's 10.
Is Ralph the older?
Ralph is the oldest.
Okay, great. And so your job right now is preventing you from spending some time with them that you'd like to?
I work too many hours a week, and I'm looking to spend more time with my children.
Right. Okay. And what's preventing you from spending that time and having to work all those hours is just to meet your obligations?
Well, I'm working a job from 8 in the morning until, let's just say, 6 p.m.
Okay. Okay. So you'd like to eliminate that and open some options for yourself. Is that what you mean?
I'd like to eliminate working as many hours and spending more time with my kids and staying home and working from home.
Let me ask you a question. Right, let's pretend you're not in network marketing.
Let's pretend.
Let me ask you a question, because I hear this from people all the time, and I'm always fascinated to find out what it means to them. What would you do with that time with your kids?
I'd take them to the mall. I'd take them out to breakfast. I'd take them out to the playground.
Mm-hmm.
Take them to a toy store, I guess.
You guys go on vacations at all?
Yeah, maybe twice a year.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Any places you'd like to go that you currently haven't been able to go?
I would say Disney World. Take my
Okay.
kids to Disney World.
Be nice to get on there for 2 or 3 weeks, right?
Maybe even 5, yeah.
Yeah. Is that something you're not able to do right now?
I'm not, so I'm so tied up at the moment. I can't really, travel as much.
Now, you guys, you married?
Yes.
Okay. And what's your bride's name?
My bride is, let's say, Tina.
Tina. Okay. And is Tina working too, or is she home?
She stays home with the kids.
Okay. And so it'd be nice to have some time with the kids. And I love what you're saying here. What you're talking about is the real stuff, just that everyday stuff. You know, going to play catch, or you're going to get breakfast and seeing what they want to do. And right now, that's not on the table for you.
Leisure time. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. And it sounds like you don't have a lot of time with Tina to do things. I mean, while the kids are great, it'd be nice to be able to do some things with your wife, yes or no?
Right. And a lot more time with the kids. I don't have very much time to spend with them, and
right.
I have to cook dinner, you know.
Yep, I understand. So let me ask you this. Economically, what would it take to be able to have any time you wanted with the kids? What would that take on a monthly basis?
I would like to make 10 to 11,000 per month.
Okay, so 10,000 a month, that would open up those options for you?
Certainly, maybe even would say 15 grand a month. Yeah,
so 15.
Need more time.
Okay,
to work from the house.
All right. Now, the number one thing that you would want, not talking about things you need like the repair in the roof and all that stuff, but what would be the number one thing? Would it be a nice, maybe 3 or 4 week vacation, a couple of weeks with the kids, and then a week alone with Tina, or what?
Could use more money for shopping. More. We have this bathroom that needs to get repaired. Let's say needs to get remodeled.
I got a big question for you, and I really appreciate your integrity here. And let me ask you this. The bathroom's remodeled, the roof is fixed, the car is updated, all that stuff, and the 15 grand's coming in. What would you do? Would you spend more time at home? Would you travel more? What would you do if all that stuff was taken care of? Because I'm hearing what you don't want anymore, which is problems with the house and 2 jobs and all that. Let's talk about what you really want. All that stuff's taken care of, and 15 grand a month is rolling in. Notice, folks, I'm using his number. Use their number. That's what they believe. What would you do?
Well, after, as you mentioned, the bathroom's taken care of, I'd like to wake up and go on vacation the next day or the next couple days. I'd like to go out.
Now I know if I asked you tomorrow, the answer might be different, but let's just deal with today. Where would you go with the family?
The wife and kids, I'd like a trip to the to Bahamas, I guess.
Okay. And it'd be nice to go for two or three weeks and rent.
One second. I've got to jump in real quick because, Mark, you have a special call with Tom Chenault in 4 minutes. So make sure you're mindful of the time.
Okay. We're good.
I'm sorry, Brandon.
That's okay. We're wrapping up. Thank you. So basically what you're saying here, I want you to do me a favor. In your mind, right, I want you to close your eyes mentally or physically and imagine getting off the plane in the Bahamas. The bathroom's all updated. Everything's taken care of. What do you think you'd actually be feeling when you landed in the Bahamas with the kids, 15 grand a month and everything updated? How do you think that might make you feel?
I wouldn't have a care in the world for the next 2 or 3 weeks. I'd sit down, relax, swim around, enjoy time with my family. And
how would it feel? What feeling would you get?
Very exhilarating, I guess.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, once you get that feeling, folks, you're home. Okay, so let me ask you a question, if I can. It'll tell us both whether or not we should take a serious look at this business together. Would it be okay with you if I paraphrase back what you told me? Just
yes,
to make
sure,
sure I understood. Great. You got 2 boys, Tom and Ralph, 7 and 10, and you're married to Tina, and the house needs a few things fixed up, like the bathroom. But what really is bothering you are just those day in and day out little things that you're missing with the boys. You know, going to breakfast, going to the mall, going to the playground, and you obviously are not without the desire to take a wonderful vacation, which you'd like to take to the Bahamas and go there for 2 or 3 weeks with Tina and the boys. And currently that isn't available for you, and that makes you feel a little frustrated. Yes?
Correct. Thank you.
Well, here's the big question. Would you like to do something about it now?
Yes, absolutely, I would.
Okay, folks, now this is a prospect, and we'll show you how in Go 90 Grow, he has actually given me the perfect closing sentence when I come to collect the decision at 3. What did I just do? I collected a decision. About Kryptogenex, it never came up. About money, about pay plans, it never came up. What's it about? It's about him. I'm collaborating with another human being. And as soon as he senses that and he links a feeling, a thought charged with feeling becomes belief, he's coming to that meeting believing this may be possible. And so when Brandon and I show him the business, we're showing him a way to get what he wants, not how great we are. Everybody got it?
Yes,
That is
absolutely.
fantastic.
All this stuff is in there. Brandon, thanks for having me on, man. Talk to you guys soon. Peace.
Thank you, everybody, and thank you, Mark. I mean, you guys just heard a $1 million lesson right there. We say it all the time. It's the feeling of what it is that you want. What would you do with your life once you've attained everything that you've desired, that you say you want? But we don't have time to go into that right now. Mark did an excellent job. You can log on in right now. Mark is live on the Tom Chenault radio show. So we posted that in the chat box, and also it's on the blog, so you can listen to Mark live. This is a national radio show that Tom Chenault, multi-millionaire. I've been on this show a couple of years ago. So thank you guys for hopping on. You'll have Mark back in 2 weeks, and just keep your eye on the schedule for our Saturday training. God bless. Have a great day, everybody. Bye-bye.
Kryptogenex.